which was that Benzino had no business tangling with Eminem.
The streets hustling, you sit behind a fucking desk at the source, butt kissing and begging motherfuckers for guest appearances, and you can't even get the clearances, cause real lyricists don't even respect you and take you serious. It's not that we don't like you, we hate you, period.
Eminem wasted no time talking straight to Benzino's soul on those tracks. And since Benzino couldn't accept his L, and deep down knew he couldn't out-rap Eminem, he did the only thing he could, which was turn the Source magazine into his personal weapon of use. Benzino fired back by giving Eminem's album The Eminem Show, which was already being hailed as a classic by some, just 4 out of 5 mics. In essence, he let his ego completely tank the magazine's credibility, something which has remained in tatters to this day. But this wasn't all that Zeno did. At this point, he was so obsessed that he actually had another trick up his sleeve, hell-bent on bringing his enemy down. He went deep into the archives and found one of Eminem's darkest secrets, an old tape from the 1990s where Shady was caught making racially insensitive comments in a track entitled Foolish Pride.
Anyways, I was in Puerto Rico and I got the call from Dave. He was in the office saying that there was 3 white kids that came up there with the tapes. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, it was the Eminem's, like, they call it the racist rap hour tapes.
Benzino thought he had found his own nail in the coffin at this point, so he had the Source dedicate an entire press conference to unveil these newly unearthed tapes.
She turned out to be a fucking whack girl, because black girls ain't funny. All they want is your goddamn money.
And so many times I might get thrown, and here's a place where I like to roam. And all the girls that I like to bone have the big butts. No, they don't, cause I don't like that nigga shit. I just here to make a bigger hit.
I don't know. I never knew about this. And you know what's interesting, because you know 2026 moving forward, I mean, y'all know, bro, we can always blame AI. Yo, is that AI? That was not AI, bro. That like sounded like it was way back in the 80s. Or whenever, you know, Slim Shady. I think this was maybe a time when, because we all know, man, when rappers are coming up, they're trying to make a name for themselves, they be clout chasing, right? And this does nothing for us but just reveal that this whole thing of trying to be toxic or being controversial, like extremely controversial, so that you can get those clicks and, you know, engagements and shit like that, it didn't start just now. I never knew about it. I'm not gonna lie though. I don't know about any of y'all. Like, I never knew. You know what I'm saying? Hey, okay.
Before, the magazine later came out with a picture of Benzino holding Eminem's severed head on it. Clearly, he thought this was his big moment. The incident where everyone would realize that he was right and turn on Eminem over his ill-conceived actions back in the day. And to his credit, this spawned so much speculation and controversy that Slim Shady was forced to issue his own statement to the public. The tape of me rapping 15 years ago as a teenager that was recently put out by The Source in no way represents who I was then or who I am today. Dave Mays and Benzino's attempts to use this old foolish recording to damage me, and in turn, the positivity that hip-hop promotes, is really nothing more than blatant self-promotion for a failing magazine and one man's lifeless music career. However, Benzino and The Source were in for a rude awakening when the public still took Eminem's side in the beef, resulting in not just the decline of The Source magazine as a whole, but an irreversible—
Yo, and I think, look, man, like, let me literally point this out right quick. You know what I realized, right? I realized that this live right here, right? I don't know why my OBS doesn't like, you know, start the stream immediately, right? It's this weird little thing where I gotta like click start stream and then like wait a little bit and then click go live, whereas I don't know, sometimes it just like goes straight live. So that kind of like threw me off, because I went live, start live, right? But I didn't I didn't click go live. You know what I mean? So since that didn't happen, I just played my intro without having went live. But it was written go like lie. Like I don't fucking, you know what I'm saying? So it threw me off. Like, so yeah, just let everybody know what the fuck we're talking about, right? Yo, y'all know, man, rap, you know what I'm saying, being the ultimate sports of narcissism, right? Come on, let's admit it. These niggas is brazen, niggas is blunt, blatant, you know what I'm saying, about being self-centered and them being the hero to their own stories, while we know for sure that you do not live on an island, right? You do not exist by yourself. But hey, try telling that to a rapper, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it doesn't connect. Now, it becomes really interesting when we see rappers not being able to take the dreaded L. You know what I'm saying? Come on with it. They take W's all day, you know what I'm saying? They talk about taking W's all day. So, you know what I mean? It may be questionable that they really be taking W's in their real life. That's a different story. But with the image, oh no. You best not hand them the L. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? You already know what kind of result you're looking at, man. I've never seen this kind of topic point, right? Title, thumbnail. So, you know, shout out my boy Luesta. Let's get into it. Rappers that cannot take an L. Let's do it.
Now finna looks my energy till I clock out. Clock it out. As we're rapping this social spirit, these words in the energy.
And there you have it, right? That was the whole little thing. Before it like kind of threw me off and shit like that. So that's exactly what we're looking at. You know what I mean? Rappers who couldn't take the L. Now, we are at this little part, right? Where, you know, Luista's pointing out the fact that Benzino was a head of a magazine, like in terms of, you know, blogging, right? Like the article, the editor guy. Feel me? So since he was playing that role, he was an artist in the game that he was, you know, reporting on. You feel what I'm saying? So, of course that was gonna be like one-sided. Of course he was gonna like report on, you know, W things about him and his team and his crew and things like that. Even, you know, inaccurately so at times. Like, I get that whole sentiment. Now, fast forward now in 2026, we got J Academics. Now don't get me wrong, bro, like X track record in terms of like what he has managed to do and his contribution to the, you know, hip hop, like the West's you know, reporting on the hip hop in the West. You know what I mean? Like, he's done a good job, man, and the name that he has built for himself as a result, look, that was cool. And I then learned that he's also running a record label. You feel what I'm saying? Now, wouldn't that be the same situation with Ek? Think about it. He's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna connect like his team with nothing but, you know, the best people in the network of people that he's connected to. Since he's already in the game like that, he's gonna be reporting on, you know, nothing but great things about his team and his artists and things. Like, that's where I think it might be going with the Academy, because that's his record label, right? Shout out the Academy. He was talking to Finesse 2 times, artist Finesse 2 times. I don't know where that ended. You know what I mean? He was promising him I don't know what wait, let me think. Let me try and remember. They were talking about finalizing Finesse 2 time, you know, being on Act's label, but they were also mentioning the fact that Act gotta buy him out of the label that Finesse is in at the moment. So it's basically freeing him first, and then, you know, and then he was talking about other artists beyond that. You know, the Academy Records, man. Is it what, the Academy record label? The Academy Entertainment? I can't remember, but I know it's definitely a record label. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Act though. I won't lie, man. It's respect.
Irreversible blow to Zeno's reputation, because at this point he looked like a bitter and jealous rapper who was just mad Eminem was getting the shine he felt like he rightly deserved. Zeno's stubbornness, impulsive nature, and bias were bad for business all around, and by 2005 he was fired from The Source. Just like that, he lost a rap beef, his job, and rap career, leaving Benzino a little more than just a walking L. So at this point, you would think that he maybe would finally chalk up his loss and move on. I mean, that's what any reasonable person would do, right? Well, if you thought that, then I'm afraid you're wrong. Because rather than processing these public blemishes in a healthy way, he's been letting those L's he took from M fester in his mind for 20 years.
Let's talk about Eminem, yo. That's why we here tonight. Fuck Eminem. And fuck everybody down with Eminem. My thing is this.
We don't even need quick time slow.
That nigga won't face me.
Right.
When we was in Puerto Rico, I was with my man Wes. We popping the motherfucking dashboard with the guns in the dashboard. Like we caught. Who's this DJ FM? Who's Eminem's DJ at the time?
Green Lantern?
Green Lantern caught him.
Or Alchemist?
The thing all, like, yeah, outside the DJ convention. Yeah, don't fuck around with me, man.
Every interview he does now has to rehash the situation over and
Every
over
interview
again.
to this day is crazy work. Not gonna lie.
So much so to the point where on Doomsday Part 2, Eminem had to come back and kill him one last time with a quip about how he lacked not only musically, but physically. What's the opposite of Benzino? A giraffe. Go at his neck. How the fuck is that? How can I go at something he doesn't have? Arms so short he can't even touch his hands. Sorry, I don't mean to upset you, Ben. When I talk about all the debt you in, I hear that you've been creeping on the low. In them cheap hotels that they catch you in. Jesus Christ, dog. On this song, Eminem took a couple shots at Zeno's daughter Coi Leray, who has constantly had a hard time growing her own music career. I mean, it was so bad that when Coi Leray first started making music, she couldn't even tell people that Benzino was her dad, out of fear of being caught in the crossfire of his dubious reputation.
She was
I know
ashamed
that
of her
anything
father.
that has to do with Eminem, I don't have nothing to do with those times, so don't involve me in it. I'm my own person, you feel me? Don't do that.
It's kind of sad. You can tell that she tried her hardest to distance herself as far as she could from her own dad.
That's crazy.
Benzino's failure to accept that beefing with Eminem wasn't the fight he wanted has left.
I feel like, yo, I don't know if any of y'all, and this is just a quick little sidebar, I don't know if anybody is familiar with the whole, I don't want to call it a trend, but the whole narrative, it's gained sort of like a loud voice online, especially on TikTok. Look, I'm a reaction channel, goddammit, you know what I'm saying? So I am going to run into it. But the whole narrative where it's like millennials and Gen Zs are going no contact with their parents and shit like that. Yo, I feel like with these two, right, Benzino and his daughter, they were a public example of, I'd say, some reasons why people of those generations, right, millennials and Gen Zs, be going no contact with their parents, bro. And it's not about, yeah, I get this is like, you know, a celebrity parental type dynamic, right? But you know, it's not even about like the image of this. It's about like the fundamental reasons that just like, you know, creates this disconnect between these two generations. I'm sure what Benzino was like Gen X, right? And Coi Leray might just be Gen Z. You know what I'm saying? So like that whole disconnect, there's a disconnect there, dog. I don't know, it's probably an acceptance of the older generation's principles and their standards, you know what I'm saying? Within the context of today's time, you know, trying to enforce things that worked for them and how, you know, their parents raised them. Now they want to put the same things on this new, you know, this younger generation, like aka your children. And it's like that, the disconnect is crazy, because then again you gotta connect the fact that these Gen Zs are connected to, you know, the rest of the world, and the rest of the world is not on that outdated way of what your mom and dad is trying to have you on. You know what I mean? Shit is moving. Oh shit, is that how it is? Well, I'm sad to say you're being abused. It's like, nah, but you know, my dad loves me, but they still spank me. No, abusing your ass. Oh shit, and then now, you know what I'm saying, now you go against your dad because your friends told you you're being abused. No, your dad, that's how they were being raised, so that's why they raising you like, I'm not cooking? Alright, man. But okay, I'm just saying, like, in terms of, you know, the generational disconnect, these were just like a public example of that type shit.
his identity forever linked to the person he hates the most.
Like hip-hop is who we are. He can't come in and invade hip-hop in Rosenberg and make trillions of dollars. This nigga didn't even go to Nipsey's funeral, bro. If he's so fucking hip-hop, how come he ain't blocked 10 blocks in motherfucking Detroit and give it to the homeless black people? Man, fuck Eminem, bro. I don't got nothing against Eminem.
Oh shit, yeah, I remember this Drink Champs episode. He said, man, fuck Eminem, man. I got nothing against Eminem. Bro, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like his past, this man's past, I don't know, decisions in how he would handle shit like conflicts in the game and, you know, things like that. Like it left such a stain on his mental and his psyche. They, you know, they kind of manifest like ghosts now. You know what I'm saying? You can see this guy, he's probably taunted and haunted by like his experiences with M. For him to even like come out and like, you know, for it to get under his skin that he cries like this, you feel me? It like, yeah, like it was impactful, right, to him. Then let me do this. You know, I'm trying. Hits out here.
Eminem can rap, but I care about us more. I don't want to go through. I don't want to talk about it no more. I don't want. For 22 years, every time I do an interview, they ask me about Eminem. The fuck you want me to do? Come on, man.
But the thing is, Benzino isn't done. He wasn't the only one getting absolutely obliterated around the time his beef with Eminem started.
Who else?
50 Cent was also putting the belt to Ja Rule's
shit, putting belt to ass at Ja Rule's
ass as well. Because in the early 2000s, 50 Cent was known to beef with just about anybody. Besides his long-standing nemesis, 50 has beefed with Nas, The Game, Fat Joe, and Jay-Z. And through all of these beefs, he quickly
Wait, Kanye is still his long-standing nemesis?
became known as the pettiest rapper alive. But what happens when someone this vengeful finally takes an L that they couldn't accept? From around 2002 to 2005, 50 Cent was literally unstoppable. Following a rocky start,
50 is the original boogeyman, the rap game,
in the music industry that saw him lose his first deal after the infamous shooting that almost claimed his life, 50 signing to Shady and Aftermath changed everything. Before it later went diamond, his landmark debut album
50 is the original boogeyman of the game. Yeah, I hear this whole thing that Kendrick Lamar, When we're talking about real boogeyman vibes, he's the originator. I'm not gonna lie, he's the godfather. Facts.
Rich or Die Trying shifted 872,000 copies in its first week before its follow-up The Massacre sold 1.14 million copies in the same time frame, all while building his gangsta rap empire with G-Unit before investing in Vitamin Water, which later earned him upwards of $100 million. But the problem was that 50 still wasn't satisfied. He wanted to conquer the entire rap game to the point that no other superstars could coexist with him or dare to challenge him when it came to sales.
Okay,
in an attempt to get the industry to bend the knee, he called out artists
here's my little theory on 50, right? Wait, why is my camera off? I just be like clicking quick so that, you know what I'm saying, I waste no time. But okay, we good. Here's my little theory on 50. I feel like 50 was one of those people, he wanted to play, he wanted to play games that are outside of the rap game. Excuse me, aka invest in other industries so that he's good financially, at least, because I mean that is the survival of a man today. You know what I mean? So that by the time he gets to his boogeyman ways within the game, like no matter what happens, no matter what the result is, he's still gonna be around and he's still gonna be bullying motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? He's still going to do that, and you know, without being cancelable. Well, his music might have been cancelable had he been the type of boogeyman that as he steps to you, right, he takes L's, but he never seemed to be the kind of boogeyman that took an L, the kind of bully that took the L, you know. And I feel like his appearance got something to do with that. He's one ugly motherfucker. You feel me? And I feel like that did work to his benefit, because now, you know, people would probably, I'm assuming now, it's my own little theory, right? You know, people would see his face and just be scared, and like, you know, now he's big, feel what I'm saying? And he talks that shit, you feel what I mean? But then on top of that, like, he's a funny ass nigga, you know? So he balances it out with like entertaining the audience that's looking at the whole experience of him bullying the life out of you. But you know, yeah, all his ducks were in a row in that sense. You know what I mean? So now he was smart in the fact that had he been the kind of bully to take L's, people were gonna be able to cancel his music, right? So his music would have been canceled, but like his antics would have never been able to be killed. At the same time, like, that's how I feel. You know what I mean? So he was like, yo, nah, let me just be good outside of this rap shit so that, you know, I don't depend on it for my survival, so that I can do my little, you know, my little crazy man antics, right? So like, that's my little theory on 50.
Kanye for being safe, essentially saying that's why they get the trophies / industry support that he doesn't.
The people who give out trophies pick him because he's safe. I'd sell 1.1 million records in 4 days. I didn't get one trophy for the master.
50 felt that the people loved him more, but the industry loved Kanye more because he wasn't a gangster rapper. At the time, he was seen—
Oh shit, am I about to learn about 50's well, his first L? Well, this is the first time I learned of a 50 Cent L. So he actually did take an L against Kanye.
As a backpack rapper, sporting pink Ralph polos and billing himself as the Louis Vuitton Don. Basically, he catered to a whole other sound than the rugged rhymes that 50 and G Unit had helped to make profitable once more. With that, 50 decided to make an example out of Kanye by betting his entire career that he would outsell Kanye's next album if they dropped on the same day.
You know, so I don't get trophies, I get checks. He gets the trophy. But it's gonna be difficult. How do you give him a trophy now when he comes out at the same time I come out? It's gonna be you're gonna clearly see the favoritism. He's gonna still get the trophy. And I'll be sitting there like, it's cool, because I'll get the check.
Oh shit.
Track records you obviously outsold in the past. But for some reason, a lot of people are saying he had a shot. They're not saying that he's gonna outsell.
Now they would like to see, let me tell you something, listen. They'd like to see.
Oh shit, he actually took the L. Nah. I gotta hit him with one of these though. I gotta hit him with one of these.
I had to go back on it. I had to go back on it. My bad, chat. My apologies. I'm tripping. I had to go back on it. I just had a brain fart.
You know how I said, like, I never seen him? Well, yeah, I've never witnessed him. This is actually the first time I hear about 50 Cent having took an L ever. You know what I'm saying? Yo, WA, nigga, like, come on, bro. Like, okay, at this point for me, it's kind of like a battle of the auras, right? So it's like it's your aura that speaks louder than whatever intention you try. Because, you know, this clip right here specifically, like, just, you know, exposes the fact that he clearly thought he took the win, you know? And he probably had some tricks up his sleeve that he probably pulled off, but clearly didn't work. Damn, WA. Because now it's about the energy you emit, and therefore your audience. You know what I'm saying? Sensing the authenticity of your energy, and being like, yeah, nah, you clearly are the winner of this. You know, based off of your energy. If you know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know if you get that.
Kanye West gives me a problem because I've worked myself into a space where I've become the favorite. Everybody roots for the underdog when he goes against the favorite, but put it like this, let's raise the stakes. If Kanye West sells more records than 50 Cent on September 11th, I'll no longer write music.
Looking back, it's strange that fans saw 50 as the cocky one and Kanye as the humble creative. So naturally, 50 became the guy everyone wanted to see lose. To them, it seemed like 50 cared more about the numbers and the riches that came with it, while Kanye cared more about the actual music. Yet in reality, Kanye realized that this head-to-head was beneficial for them both. And so they appeared together on 106 in Park to officially promote the competition.
This is definitely a big day in hip-hop. It's a monumental day in hip-hop. We gotta know, how are both of y'all feeling right now? It's 11th of September. How are both of y'all feeling?
I'm feeling good. You know I'm a lead. Of course I'm feeling good. He brought his big brother with him. And his big brother ain't no competition for me.
Two totally different styles in hip hop. Do you guys feel that all these different styles can coexist with each other?
He was saying, do you feel like all the styles can coexist?
Of course. You know what I mean? Everybody's got a different preference. I feel like I'm at a point in my career that
you got like two, what is that? Two alpha male? Is that still a thing amongst people? Alpha male, the whole alpha. You know what I'm saying?
People, I'm Muhammad Ali.
You got both of those in the same room. What the fuck you expect?
Right now. What I mean is a lot of people.
Look at these clowns, bro.
Watch, but they don't necessarily want to see me win because I won so big in front of them in a short period of time.
Although it seemed pretty lighthearted, these two big egos had a lot to lose. Whoever won the first week sales would be sending hip-hop into a new direction for years to come. So on September 18th, a week after they both put out their albums, the first week sales were announced. Although people didn't realize it at the time, this moment right here would change hip-hop drastically. 50 Cent with Curtis ended up selling 691,000 units, but Kanye's Graduation won the sales by
Oh, and we know Graduation is a classic to this day. Probably went double platinum. Let's see.
200K, selling 957,000 copies in
almost. Oh shit, almost.
Its first week. At this very moment, Kanye represented a shift in
300K difference.
hip-hop directly away from 50 and gangster rap. Finally, the weirdos had won. But instead of taking the loss gracefully, especially for a challenge he started, 50 brushed it off, claiming it was all good marketing and nothing he ever took seriously. He then went on to make more excuses about losing, like the fact that his album got leaked a few weeks before, his label mishandling it, and a whole lot more. Whatever's the case, it was clear that he wasn't going to be retiring. But in later interviews, when 50 was asked about Kanye, you can clearly tell that it bothered him.
Do you not like Kanye, 50?
I don't have a problem with him.
He seems to be somewhat of a punching bag.
No, he's necessary. He's necessary. You need Kanye West and you need 50 Cent. It's the contrast between the yin and the yang.
Yeah, it's true.
But you look at him as your yang.
Huh?
Do you look at 50 as your the yang to your yin?
Oh, nah. Hold on. And we all know that 50 Cent is like the biggest gay detector out there, right? That kind of sound, yeah, it sounded anti-50.
That's a good way.
I like to think I'm special. For instance, I've been nominated for 13 Grammys and I have no trophy. Should address the guy who made him feel like a punk. Well, he had to make it clear that no one's scared of 50 Cent because that person was obviously making him feel like maybe he's afraid or Kanye West is afraid of 50 Cent. It wasn't 50 Cent. When he has to say no one's afraid of 50 Cent, it's because the public is responding to his punk presentation. It's not 50 Cent. I don't have a problem with him.
I think he was responding to you saying that Kanye would be scared if you were on.
Kanye would not take a trophy from me. Neither Jay-Z.
Right.
Neither one of them.
What would you have?
No, we'd have had an altercation right there.
What would you have done if Lil Mama jumped on the stage while you was
Lil
performing?
Mama would not jump on the 50 Cent stage.
50 views him and Kanye as
50. Bro, watch out, 50?
opposites. To him, a quote-unquote punk like Kanye was only winning because the industry was afraid of 50 Cent's aggressiveness. He absolutely refused to accept his L and acknowledged that music evolution, production, and cultural relevance were shifting away from his hardcore street rap to Kanye's more polished experimental sound. But what he didn't know was that this loss would actually affect him more than ever. After taking that unexpected L to Kanye, 50 struggled to ever really gain back his momentum. After dropping Curtis in 2007, 50 waited 2 years like he normally does and emerged with Before I Self-Destruct, an album that received little love from fans, selling only 160K first week. This was a huge drop-off compared to his past albums.
Okay, yeah, now like the cancellation of his music was like starting to be clear here, right? Because his sales kept going down and down and down, right? And you know, this is only speaking about his music. He still was, you know, an actor. He still was, you know, the whole business thing, selling liquor and shit like that. Sales guy, you feel me? So yeah, like 50 was still like just cool. Just his music was being canceled. Fuck, like I didn't realize I was this unaware of 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. I thought I knew the guy. Clearly not. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, nah. Like, I feel like people was starting to fall out of love, so to speak, with his music. And it might have come from that whole Ye situation, right?
It was a direct sign that fans were officially moving on. 50 Cent was the king of beefs and bravado. But his loss to Kanye on September 11, 2007 was the moment the culture pivoted away from him. He didn't lose just an album battle. He lost the image of being unstoppable. And just like Ja Rule before him, his refusal to acknowledge that shift made his decline even steeper. I mean, even to this day, 50 still takes jabs at Kanye whenever he can. For instance, when Kanye released a song confessing that he had a sexual encounter with his own cousin when he was 14.
Oh, yeah, point the cousin shit out. Oh, yeah, 50 said some shit about that? Yeah, then in that case, he, like, why would he not say anything? You know what I'm saying at this point?
This was 50's reaction. Fuck today, man. The Knicks lost, the Pope died, and Kanye told us he sucked his cousin's dick for 8 years. I'm going to bed early tomorrow. Gotta be a better day. As 50's situation made all too clear, it's hard to accept an L when you're at the top of the world. And this is exactly what Drake is.
Yo, before we get on Drake, pause. Before we get on Drake, how about a little word from our sponsors, right? No, wrong scene, nigga. Wrong scene, what are we doing? How about a little word from our sponsors, right? Let's do it.
Yo. Yeah. When I'm standing in the gap with my cock out. Scorpio. Yeah. Waking up every morning to pop out. Shit. Now I'm finna lose my energy till I clock out. Nirvana. I don't need to, but I wanna. Swear to God, after I eat somebody's daughter. But if she crazy, I don't bother. Unless I got her on a cold night. Trade this knowledge for your soul tied down. Though you fucking with a cold guy, but this ain't all about the pole pipe down. Damn, how the fuck I'm being locked out?